In the long and storied history of BMW's M division, there have been plenty of cars that earned their stripes the proper way, through meticulous engineering, precision handling, and a relentless pursuit of driving perfection. But then, every now and then, an M car comes along that isn't just great, it's downright special. The kind of car that sneaks past the accountants, defies the marketing strategies, and becomes something far greater than it ever was supposed to be. The BMW M Coupe was exactly that car. It was never meant to exist, built largely from borrowed parts, assembled by engineers who worked on it in secret, and never intended it to be a fully fledged production model. The 1M was a glorified experiment, and yet, despite or perhaps because of these unusual origins, it became one of the most beloved M cars of all time. And just as a side note, this car is one of those unicorns to me. I already own an N54 powered BMW, but the 1M is a true dream car to me. But enough about me, let's get back to this stunning little car. Now, to understand the significance of the 1M, you have to go back to the late 2000s, a time when BMW M was at a crossroads. The days of lightweight, naturally aspirated M cars were fading away, replaced by larger, more luxurious and more complex machines. Purists were growing increasingly concerned that BMW had lost sight of what made the M badge so special in the first place. Enter a group of rebellious M engineers who weren't ready to let go of the past. Without official approval, they started work on an after-hours project that would recapture the raw visual driving experience of early M cars. Their base? Well, the E82 BMW 1 Series Coupe. And on paper, this seemed like an odd choice. The 1 Series was meant to be the entry-level BMW. It did look great, but at the time, M cars started with the 3 Series. But here's the thing, the 135i had a proper engine, great styling and a short wheelbase, giving the engineers an awesome starting point. Now the plan was simple, take the 1 Series 135i, widen its track, stiffen its suspension, tinker a little bit with the powertrain and see what will happen. What emerged was something that nobody, not even BMW's top brass, saw coming. You see, because this was never meant to be a full-scale project, BMW M had to scavenge parts from wherever they could find them. The wider track, borrowed from the E92 M3. The brakes, also lifted from an M3. The suspension setup, you guessed it, M3 components. But rather than feeling like a haphazard mix of leftover parts, everything came together beautifully. Then came the engine. In an era where M cars were known for their high-revving, naturally aspirated engines, BMW did something unthinkable. They kept the 135i's turbocharged inline-6 engine under the hood. More specifically, the N54, a twin-turbocharged 3-liter straight 6 that had previously powered the Z4 35i's, and for that matter, most 35i's of the time. This was not a bespoke M engine, but one that BMW engineers knew had massive tuning potential. With 335 horsepower and up to 369 pound-feet of torque on overboost, the 1M was properly quick. It could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.8 seconds, which was just barely slower than the V8-powered E92 M3. But outright speed was never the point. What made the 1M so special was the way it drove. Everything about the 1M screamed old-school driving experience. It had a 6-speed manual gearbox with no automatic option, no dual-clutch wizardry, just a proper stick shift and a clutch pedal. And remember when I said this thing was barely slower than the M3? Remember, the M3's 4.8 second 0 to 60 time, that's with the DCT option. In other words, this thing was probably even faster than the M3. Then the hydraulic steering was a thing of beauty, offering feedback and precision that made you feel hardwired to the road. The suspension, stiff as it was, delivered a level of communication and responsiveness that modern M cars often struggle to replicate. And then there was the way it looked. BMW had given it just enough visual aggression to match its performance. The bulging wheel arches, deep front bumper with massive air intakes, and quad exhaust setup at the rear made it clear that this was no ordinary 1 Series. It was compact, muscular, and purposeful, almost like a scaled-down M3 on steroids. Now, initially BMW planned to build just 2,700 units of the 1M, but demand was so overwhelming that production had to be extended to 6,331 units. Every single one was spoken for almost immediately, and today, finding one for sale is like trying to locate a unicorn. What makes it truly remarkable is how the 1M has held its value. Unlike most performance cars that depreciate the moment they leave the showroom, the 1M has only become more desirable. Pristine examples now fetch more than their original MSRP, with some commanding well over $70,000. In a world of used M cars, where depreciation is usually brutal, the 1M is an exception to the rule. But why is it so loved? Well, more than a decade after its release, the BMW 1M remains one of the most engaging, unfiltered and downright joyful M cars ever built. It represents a moment in time when BMW, against all odds, managed to create something purely for enthusiasts, something that wasn't burdened by excessive weight, unnecessary technology, or corporate interference. The 1M was a reminder of what an M car used to be: small, agile, and built for the thrill of driving. In an era where even M cars have become larger, more digitized and less raw, the 1M stands as a beacon of what made BMW Motorsports division legendary in the first place. If you have ever had the chance to drive one, you'll understand why it continues to be so revered. If you haven't, well, good luck finding one for sale. And if you do, be prepared to pay a small fortune. But then again, when a car is this good, perhaps it is worth every penny. But at the end of the video, please let me know what you guys think of this car. Do you love it as much as me? Anyways, if you guys did enjoy this video, please have a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you guys did like it, you must like most of my other stuff. So just go through my channel, see if there's something else like. I'll check you guys in the next one. Cheers,